Hello and welcome back, Heir of Carthage here, or in this case, Heir of Rome. And you know what? Let's make the nostalgia kind of a permanent fixture here, right? Who is this guy? Just some rando that we caught at the temple? It says someone's been caught at the temple defacing it, so... Chastise the cur and look reverent before the gods. There we go. We're gonna look reverent before the gods. Let's seek a spouse for our characters here. Folks, are you need a new desk for your gaming setup this holiday? Or do you know someone who does? Well, I was just sponsored by eWin Racing with this awesome new 55-inch gaming desk. I did a quick review of it on the channel. Make sure to go check it out. If you do need such a thing, I've got a link that'll get you 20% off. Let's get over to the battle. Having that spouse gives us additional options potentially in the politics as well. It's going to use some of our gravitas, but should be worth. Let's get +1 cunning. There we go. All right.
My skills are yours.
Let's use our spy to kind of scout ahead and see what the Ligurians.
Can I be of more?
That's a lot of short swords. You can see here by the stats, short swords are actually pretty decent units, especially compared to my Hastati. So we need to be a little bit careful of those guys. My Principe should be able to handle themselves pretty well in a fight like that, but we need to be careful with our Hastati. Celtic warriors and additional Celtic skirmishers that we could hire to potentially use to soften up our enemies, but of course, mercenaries are pretty expensive. This army, I'd like to staff this army up with some of our auxiliary units, and I'm building that down here. It's going to be 3 more turns. I'm going to head south to do that. Let's end this turn. So I'm not in a huge hurry to declare war on the Ligurians yet. We'll want to be better prepared for that. I'm going to send this commander down the Zeal tree since the other one's headed down the Strategist tree. And we'll kind of compare the two as we go. There we go. Let's end this. Spend a couple of turns. I want to get some Saki Extraordinari. Should be some fun units. I might actually take some of those up north to that other army. Just let them garrison and then use the Saki Extraordinari and Equites to help turn the fight against all the light Ligurian infantry, which probably would not do well against the decent armor of those auxiliary units that we were working on. Okay, so in the meantime, that would give me a little bit of cash to spend. We're good on food. I don't feel like I need to produce a ton of extra food. I'll do a little. But then I'm going to do some of these as cattle farms because they make us a little more money. Alright, let's end another turn here. Our spy continuing to feed us some information. I'll probably start doing some poisoning on the Ligurians. You can see Epirus still standing at Apollonia. I think Carthage is already losing its war in Sicily, so the game at least being historically accurate there. Any war Carthage pursued in Sicily typically ended poorly. Or Carthage. But they just couldn't catch a break from history. I'm going to continue a little bit of military research here. Field Engineers Workshop. Silica, Jupiter. Or should I? Let's go ahead and do a little bit of civil research, actually. Get the first bit of civil research out of the way. The Ligurians are massing on my border. I could declare war on them.
Commander?
I'm going to wait one more turn. I want to see something here. We're waiting one more turn to get our auxiliary barracks completed here as well. Let's end this turn. Let's see what our Ligurian quote-unquote friends are going to be up to. Again, they have a pretty fair number of short swords, which are actually dangerous units. They're going to just stand on my border menacingly. Okay.
We hunger for battle.
I now have access to these awesome auxiliary units. You can see the Soki Extraordinari come with 95 armor. They don't do the kind of damage that like a barbarian sword would. You can see that they are just a hair less damage, but better attack and far better armor than a standard Hastati. And if I were to make that comparison to a Principe, I'd have to take a look. But really, this is a unit that I want right here. Soki Equites Extraordinary. This is a very high charge shot cavalry. It actually gets a bonus versus large as well. So 57 charge bonus versus only 29 on the standard cavalry. So the shot cavalry could be quite good. We also have access to auxiliary cavalry, which, just as a straight rule, looks better than our Equites. So interesting. Wonder what the upkeep difference is. Pretty significant. And then let's take a look at the upkeep difference here over huge upkeep difference over Hastati, but I mean, that is a lot more armor. And they have a better charge bonus. So, definitely stronger units. Then we got the Hounds, of course, too, which are just going to scare, essentially. Going to add fear. Interesting. What kind of mercenaries do we have down here? Ooh, is there like a Campanian cavalry? Okay, oh my gosh, yeah, Campanian cavalry. Now, Campanian cavalry, the upkeep on this stuff is insane. But later on, this is a really cool mercenary unit because it will absolutely shred on light infantry units that don't have spears. I mean, it will just sit there and go to work in a big way. In a real big way. I need a military port, so that's a Rimonum, so I already have a military port here at Brundisium. It would have been better to have one on the other side, but I think I'm just going to focus on some cash here from Italia. Let's go ahead and spend our money improving some of these settlements. Wealth from commerce, wealth from subsistence. And then agriculture. If we were going to get extra wealth from agriculture, I could put... That says maritime commerce. This one gives wealth from all settlements, or all types, so let's do that. Go ahead and build a harbor there, so that should help me earn slightly better cash. Still just kind of thinking what to do with these Ligurians. I'm sure we could beat them. We probably just wouldn't want to sit there in a melee with them. The trick with the Ligurians is that their generals are going to be in one of 3 different unit types. They'll probably be either a spear noble, a noble horse, which is very dangerous to us right now, or an oathsworn, which is also very dangerous to us right now. Subject gains the name of one of your subjects on the lips of everyone. Alright, let's go check this out. When the rabble speaks, the leadership must listen. The people call for purity in their politicians, an end to the lining of their pockets at the cost of Rome's glory. So ban the corrupt, banish the senators who do not serve Rome. A wise leader will listen to public opinion. Let us hear what the people have to say. Ignore the people. Let's do a little politicking here and just kind of placate the people. Know exactly what's going to happen in that case. Is this one of our family members? Yeah, he's a politician in Rome. All right. Excellent. let's take a look here.
Ready for battle.
Our army is pretty well reset. We're making a little bit better money now.
At your command.
I could certainly use some better cavalry. Oh, face down. I think I'm gonna ditch these Velite units. Just to save some upkeep costs. Won't be a ton, but it'll be enough. And then I'm going to recruit some Extraordinary.
Great and glorious thing to die for Rome.
Only get 3. Well, I can only afford to recruit 3 at the moment. Need to carry those units up to my army in the north. We finished that research. There we go. I'm going to research to where I can upgrade my agriculture settlements. Etruscan League sending another army towards Italia.
The hungry dogs are all around. The wise man bars his doors and looks.
I don't really want to have a non-aggression pact with the Ligurians because I want their territory.
I do enjoy a little sabotage.
Oh man, our spy got wounded. That sucks.
Ready for orders.
The Etruscan League has another army of significant size
Ready for battle.
moving towards our territory.
Any man who drops out.
I'm gonna come
left
garrison
behind.
Neapolis so that they can't easily just
At
step
your
in
command.
and take Neapolis. We're gonna need to get rid of the Etruscan League. They are becoming quite annoying. Okay. Cash continues to flow at a decent clip. And I've got a couple more buildings coming online that should further increase the amount of money that we are pulling in. ECM, let's do civil settlement there too. Okay. I don't know what the Etruscan League is about to pull. See whether they continue their invasion. Yep, they're coming for it. I don't think that they have the manpower to pull this off. So we're gonna fight a defense here. They're basically just a ton of spears.
To Rome! Get at them!
Sometimes you just have to like click a whole bunch. The AI is better at this because they can
Jupiter gives us
infinitely
ready.
micro
Our missiles
and you
await
cannot.
your orders. Proud Romans all! Support ships
It's the
ready!
fast road so we can catch up. There we go. Alright, sunk another transport ship or two. That is 3 down. So already off to a good start. And I intend to
Hastati.
kind of meet the enemy at the beaches here.
Roma Invicta.
Our missiles await your orders!
Mars.
See if we can sink a couple more transport ships. That's 160 spearmen that we
Levies.
take out every time
Ready
we
for
are
orders.
successful.
At speed. Extraordinary. At your service. For the gods. Support.
Alright, looks like I sank a couple more transport ships.
Ships ready. Rome is mother to us all.
Your orders?
Brave Romans.
Orders.
To a man. We obey.
Your orders! Orders!
As he am. Melee troops awaiting orders.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Support
I was not able to ram that ship before it got to ground,
melee infantry!
but we can reallocate these resources.
Speed.
Our missiles await
Commander.
Commander!
Okay,
Astarte,
let's
ready
attack.
and waiting. Romans, ready for duty. Principes, we obey. Your orders. Domine, ready and waiting. Sons of Mars, advance!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Infantry at your command. Yours to command. Romans, ready for duty.
Alright, here comes the attack.
Commander,
I've got these units pinned on the beach.
ready and waiting.
And this last ship out here, let's actually swing this one across.
Ships waiting. Support ships ready and waiting. Round Romans all.
Alright, took out another transport ship, so we have sunk many transport ships. Yeah, and we've now got these guys pinned on the beach in a terrible position. They're outflanked.
Infantry ready. Double time.
And I can keep units in reserve and rotate to fresh units,
At speed.
which is going to be a luxury the AI does not have at the moment.
We await your command.
So the AI is already getting brutalized in their amphibious assault.
At speed. Astarte, by your command.
Oh, wanted to ram this one. I didn't get the ram in time. Hit him. Get lucky. Oh, I don't know if I can keep that ship from
At your command.
unloading.
Ships.
I've got it out of position.
At your command. Support ships. Jupiter gives us strength.
Come on, ram him.
Our missiles await your orders. Romans ready for duty. Double
The
time.
battle is turning in our favor.
Battle was always in our favor. Alright, yep, we did. We sunk them right next to shore. These guys are like drowning in the sand. I love it.
Ready and awaiting orders. Astarte.
Alright, so this amphibious assault did not go well
Principes.
for the Etruscan League. I need to pull some reinforcements to this
Ready.
flank.
At speed. Support ships.
Alright, we sunk their last unbeached transport there.
Give way.
So yeah, things not going well for the AI. They did get their Italian noble cavalry in as reinforcements. Let's slow that down and then bring my own cavalry in
General.
to counter.
Leves. Legio Parati.
Awesome. Our units are heavily owning.
Sons of Mars.
It's gonna throw in those reinforcements just because we can.
Missiles await your orders.
Alright, their noble cavalry jumped on my plebs. That's perfectly okay.
Advance.
Equites lost their order here for some reason.
The men are wavering.
By your command. Advance at speed. Romans all.
Alright. Our forces have the enemy totally encircled.
Equites. Commander. Spearmen.
And the enemy Italian noble cavalry is now caught. They're not going to get a particularly good charge.
By your command.
Inspire my equites here. And I'm throwing javelins into the back of that fight as well, so the noble cavalry ought to be in some pretty big trouble.
Leves. As you command.
Our general is under attack.
Yep, they're already down a quarter strength, dropping rapidly. Nowhere to go for the Etruscan League at Neapolis. Where's our extraordinary? I haven't seen these units up close. There they are. Kind of Samnite-looking fellows there. They actually look a whole lot like Astarte, except for they've got that round shield. Fighting with much heavier armor. Alright, let's take it easy with the javelins over here. And once again, the Etruscan League pays a dear price for their nonsense. We're going to be pushed back at Neapolis. Important characters. We can hire this character. Refuse and get the... Alright. Excellent. We've had some population growth. The Ligurians are possibly still amassed on my border. I do not know for certain. Trying to stabilize a bit there. If I wish to push into Liguria, I'm clearly going to need more heavy infantry.
Ready for further orders.
Probably more cavalry as well.
Are you ready to serve Rome?
Cavalry can come in clutch for rear charges. 3 more heavy infantry. That'll leave this legion full at 20 and should be a pretty capable legion.
At your command.
And then this army, we're just gonna leave them in a standard stance. Let's see what we can do here. Put in a meeting place. Drum up a little extra income. Alright. Our first legion has picked up a
Ready for battle.
tradition. Let's get them the medium siege. Awesome. Alright, things are looking good. Our territory is looking pretty safe. Our armies are growing. The economy is growing. Our recruitment capabilities are growing. We got access to some pretty decent units. Another invasion force, huh? This one landed to our north. Very small force,
Commander.
but is an invasion force nonetheless.
Advance.
Push up and cut off its capability of attacking one of our smaller
Ready
settlements
for
like
further
Velathri,
orders.
which will be pretty lightly defended.
At your command. For death and honor.
And our recruiting has completed, so I've got 4 full cavalry units and a lot of heavy infantry. Which means my heavy infantry can focus on fights towards the middle of a formation
I want
and
hourly
let my
patrols.
lighter infantry focus on the
Ready
flanks.
for orders.
Got our spy back. She was previously wounded.
In Rome's service, I never
Still a
tire.
number of short swords that we're gonna have to deal with, but that number
I
hasn't
will serve you.
increased a great deal.
Mischief and mayhem.
Alright, managed some successful army sabotage there. And a bit of cash. Upgrade these trade ports. We should make some pretty good cash off of those. Let's end this turn. Alright, so we're still making a decent coin. Ooh, Carthage. I made fun of them earlier for not being able to hold together a war, and there they've taken Sicily. History is rewritten, folks. History is rewritten. I almost wonder if maybe we do take up the Ligurians on their offer. Question is, will they hold to their offer? And the answer is almost certainly no. And getting a hold of Cisalpina would give me complete control of the Italian peninsula.
Commander. Ready for orders.
Declare war on the Ligurians. They have no
Lay
allies.
siege to the settlement.
It says that they have us if they want. Not sure how I feel about that. put some more ladders on build here, and let's continue the siege.
Besieging settlement.
They're gonna take attrition,
What do you wish of me?
as will we.
Victory for Rome! Rah!
See, this is where I feel like I shouldn't be taking attrition, because I could have a supply line open here. And they have not threatened said supply line, so something I feel like they need to change in this game.
For battle. Victory for Rome!
Alright, we're gonna wipe out those Etruscan Leaguers. Go ahead and just kill them. There's
Your next command.
not much to be gained from the
At your
release.
command.
Genoa
On the move.
could be ours quickly if it's not well guarded. It may be well guarded. We do not yet know. An extra campaign movement range is going to be good, so that might be part of the reason why people were stating they feel like that is a better better tree. Is this wealth from industry in the glass? Yeah. For some extra industrial wealth there too, just for fun. Okay.
Our paths lead
Oh
us.
boy. It's coming, folks. Great standoff with Carthage. We need to finish our war in the north here, then get ready for the Punic Wars.
While the spirits of our
This
ancestors
sounds
have
good,
no
so I don't
use
have to
for
sail out
gold,
there.
they
And then I won't have to worry about being backstabbed by the Etruscan League. Okay, here is the enemy reinforcements. They are going to sally out and fight me. It was previously saying they had good chances. It's now stating that they do not, and I tend to agree with the latter. So let's fight this. Alright, the enemy is approaching. They've actually got a Celtic light horse on a suicide intercept over here.
Up for glory!
I'm gonna countercharge it with my equites,
To open fire!
wipe it out, and then get repositioned here. I actually want to go ahead and engage this enemy
Romans ready for duty
prior
and
to
waiting.
them being fully in force.
Brave Romans to a man!
See, I can basically focus down a flank here. Fall back into these positions. Yeah, see, this, I've now got a numeric advantage on this flank,
Proud Romans!
and we're gonna start to take advantage of it.
Commander! General! Triari!
Yeah, I've got a substantial capability advantage on this flank now.
Advance at speed! Ballet cavalry ready! Ready and waiting! Sons of Mars!
And now, see, my action is just going to be to hold
General!
on the other flank, taking a little bit of rear fire there. That's not ideal. Now, see, the enemy cavalry general wasted its charge on my skirmishers, which will allow me to pincer and destroy it.
Ready! Advance! Ready and waiting!
I can now pull that unit out.
Jupiter
Actually, gonna
gives
pull
us
this
strength!
unit through here.
Glory!
The men are wavering. Our general is under
Countercharge,
attack.
countercharge, countercharge.
Commander! Proud Romans! Ready and waiting! Orders!
Excellent.
Fire! Ready and waiting!
This line over here is actually under some pretty heavy pressure, and it's going to need some help.
Orders!
I'm going to have to push over into these skirmishers.
Riders at the double!
Get rid of them. There's a considerable number of slingers in the vicinity. However, my initial ploy over here
Infantry ready!
is paying big dividends. I'm going to need some infantry reinforcements in that vicinity.
Astarte! Charge! Hold and gaze! Your orders! Up the double!
Okay, we've now got a straight up route on that flank, and then the enemy skirmishers are
Sons of Mars!
under severe threat.
Astarte! We await your commander! Brave Romans to
I've now got infantry reinforcements arriving.
General! Yes!
And we own the flank.
Melee troops awaiting orders.
I've got more Principe
Double time!
coming to the rescue, and I can now push through this flank.
Yours to command.
My equites are swatting down
Is dead.
the enemy skirmishers.
Velites! Principes! Advance!
Yeah, I've got a horde of cavalry free now,
By your command!
and I've got a significant amount of
One of
infantry
our
on the
units
way.
has used all its ammunition.
So although we had a shaky infantry fight beginning on that flank, it is now very much under our control.
Swift melee cavalry!
And the number of slaughtered enemy skirmishers is going to be very high.
Equites!
They had a considerable number of slingers
Velites!
brought to the battlefield.
Jupiter gives us strength! Astarte! Proud Romans all! General!
Oh yeah. We've got a big ball of Roman goodness going on down here.
Astarte! By your command! Romans ready for
The enemy rout is quite contagious.
melee horsemen!
And the slaughter will be great. Our equites are going to have a tremendous number of kills.
Equites! Melee cavalry ready!
There's an oath sworn in the midst of that fight, but it won't be enough to swing it. So again, we basically overloaded one of their flanks
Equites! Ready! Break the
and
line!
was able to take that overload and then make it contagious. And I am going to slaughter
Sons of
a
Lord!
pretty fair number of the fleeing troops.
Guard!
Take my units out of guard
Ready
mode.
for duty! Your orders, Commander! Your orders! Victory
Run
for
some of
Rome!
these guys down, especially the oath sworn. Short swords, short swords. Yeah, there's the oath
Ready for
sworn.
orders! Astarte! Victory for Rome!
Yeah, we want to run these goons down,
Attack their position! Your orders?
cause extreme losses. Yeah, my cavalry was absolutely clutch here. There were so many skirmishers,
Equites!
and we cleaned it up. And see, the Hastati made my flank units, and then the Principe used their superior armor and stats to hold the middle. All I need left is
Cavalry ready!
melee cavalry unit to mop up that oath sworn. Mopping up that slinger unit out the door. Let's fast forward over here. Operation Mop Up Oath Sworn. That Oath Sworn is a very
enemy
valuable
general
unit.
is dead.
Okay, enemy general's dead, so no need to continue that. Start getting those short swords, which is one of the only fairly numerous units that they had left. Over 300 kills on our equites. Alright, what a fight. You can see where I had the fear of those short swords, and I don't think it was unjust. You saw where they did quite well in a melee charge, causing some considerable damage to some of my Principe before we got reinforcements on scene. But the power of cavalry can't be understated, especially when used properly. It's trickier to use cavalry in multiplayer, but even in multiplayer where everybody says this game's just all about heavy swords, cavalry still plays a very critical role, and that role is to take control of the flanks, to control skirmishers, which would otherwise potentially, think if I had all their slingers left late in that battle. It's very possible that we don't win, if that's the case. We can simply auto-resolve this assault. Hopefully we don't lose any units, but we might. We had some very weak Principe units. We did not. So we're going to occupy Medlon. Our Imperium is growing. Means we can field more armies, and generally speaking, be considerably more powerful. Build an amphitheater here. Tear that down, and I'll put in a temple, and we'll try and start to settle in. And then, well, actually, I think I'm gonna just tear that down as well. I'd like to take Genua
Make haste, men.
and then be done with the Ligurians.
At once.
And it looks like we can. The reinforcements were there to the north. Now this will allow me to be prepared for Carthage, because we've now consolidated Genoa,
We hunger for battle.
and the Ligurian threat is really no more. Put a civil settlement there. And tear down this building. Alright. Go check our politics here. 'Cause there's rumors, there are rumors abound that in the shadows and forgotten places your political rivals are meeting. Who knows what is being discussed in these secret conclaves? Let us hope it's not you. Let's give our enemies positions. Keep your enemies close. There are a lot of Helvetii to our north. Potentially dangerous situation, but at least one of our armies can get free now and face the Carthaginians, who cut off their non-aggression pact with us and are no doubt amassing wealth and armies. But as are we. As are we. So, a good episode. Quite a bit of progress here. We now control the entirety of the Italian peninsula. And we've got a major victory at Medlon, and we can take our first legion here. I believe we'll go south with them and fill this out with further auxiliary units for fun. And probably put some Principe, some auxiliary units, and take this army to fight against Carthage, potentially. So, anyway, I will see you all soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.